agencies are dead. And what I'm going to say is going to shock you. The uncomfortable truth is there's no software on earth that can tell you that. Because they will steal your customers. They will cannibalize you. That's the whole business model. A 16-year-old can spin up a dark kitchen selling food that looks way more delicious than yours, cheaper than yours to make. The only thing that's going to make sure you don't die is brand. If you're a marketing director in a restaurant chain, I already know what your week looks like. You know, you've got 10, 15, 50 locations, and you're putting out fires. Your CEO just read about Wingstop's AI and now wants you to figure out AI for your own marketing, right? And the agency that you work with just sent you a full report of reach and CPMs, and you still can't answer the main question for the operations team. Are more people coming in or not? Like, and I've been on both sides. Like, I've ran my own tiny food business. I've been an exec on a multiple chain food business, advised through the whole process, and then consulted and been hands-on. I'm also ran my own agency when it comes to food business, and even just physical location businesses. I've ran £400,000 per month on ad spend at certain points. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. Just last year, we've generated approximately an additional £20 million in revenue directly through the marketing that our tools have actually done. So let me go through 10 things, or about 10 things. I might skip some, I might add some, but about 10 things, problems you might be facing right now in your food business as a marketing director, and how you can fix it with AI. So problem number one, you're running the same ad for every single location and wondering why half of them are dying. The thing is, your top 5 locations, they're going to be quite big, and you also might have small town locations. And if you just allocate budget across all of them, or even if you like really think deeply about which one should get more because of seasons, because of local events, because of whatever reason, you will never be able to give them the budget they deserve. A location in London, even when you're posting organically, the algorithm's going to go towards the cheapest way to reach the most amount of people. Which is why if you post something about something's happening, guys, come visit us for this and stay in the loop, like whatever your social content is, let's say it goes viral and you get millions of views, it's kind of going to be focused on the big population dense locations that you have, and it's not really going to be fair for the smaller locations, the franchisees who invested in your business and opened in a small town. Like, they will never, the algorithm is never going to send someone on the outskirts of Sheffield this organic piece of content, right? Even with ads, we fix this problem with advertising, right? Like, we go to Meta, we pay Meta to like, look, here's a radius. We only want to show people in that radius this offer. The problem with that is, first of all, you're gonna now need to make, for 20 of your locations, you need to make 5 different ad sets. There's like 500 different ads, 500 pieces of content. That is a lot. How do you do that, right? Like, and the research suggests like 44% of digital ad spend is wasted due to inaccurate attribution. So how do we make content for all of your locations and decide on the budget fairly? The answer is AI. So the AI is going to generate location specific ad variants, and it's also going to do smart budget allocation for that based on not just how many people live there and how big the radius should be, but all of those decisions at the same time for all of your locations, specifically for each ad creative simultaneously. Now, this would have took having a team of 15 to even do this for one campaign, and everyone would be exhausted because everyone would have worked like 20-hour weeks extra to get this done, right? You would have shifted from 40-hour weeks to 60-hour weeks. But now with AI, we can do it in minutes, and it's magical how it works. You just, like, of course, I can't go into the full detail of how the AI actually does this, but because it can, branch out with sub agents and agent teams and build its own team to get this done for you, and it can absorb data, like it eats up data like nothing, and you already have that data, by the way. It's sitting on your Instagram and sitting in your Meta. That's how you fix this problem. AI is the fix to that specific problem. You should never have, and now going forward, you should never have this problem of, we have so many locations. How do we personalize our ad campaigns per location? And how do we decide on how much budget to spend on that? The second problem you're going to have, your agency sends you a lovely PDF every single month. Impressions are up, CPMs are down, cost per click is down, everything's going great. But can you still answer the one question that actually matters? Are more people actually walking through the door or not? And what I'm going to say is going to shock you. The uncomfortable truth is there's no software on earth that can tell you that. Not accurately, not properly. Here's the problem with this, right? Here's why this is so painful. Let's say you invest in your brand. And to be honest, investing in your brand is probably the biggest return on investment you can do in this age of AI, because anyone can open a dark kitchen like this, man. Like it will, a 16-year-old can spin up a dark kitchen selling food that looks way more delicious than yours, cheaper than yours to make, because this kid is just one kid. It doesn't have 200 staff members to feed and look after payroll and all the extra expenses and all the tax that you're paying, and he's probably not. He can spin up a dark kitchen very easily with AI, right? The only thing that's going to make sure you don't die is brand. And the problem with brand is there's no attribution. How do you know if someone has watched you on Instagram, then saw you on TikTok, then saw the CEO on LinkedIn, then saw a billboard and saw a leaflet? How do you know that when they came in, that this is the person that has consumed all of this marketing assets and marketing collateral? How do you know that? There's no way. Not a single software. It's just impossible. The only way this would be possible is if something happens in the world, like world war or something, and privacy laws are gone. Because the way it works right now is Meta. As soon as you're in Meta, Meta knows about you. Like, you're using your phone, you're scrolling reels, Meta knows about you. But as soon as you turn that off, Apple is just going to block all of that. And obviously, because Apple did it, now everyone's doing it. It's good news for us as people. Like, we don't want Meta, like Mark Zuckerberg, to know everything about us. But it's bad news for us as marketing guys. We don't know what that person watched, and as soon as they turn the app off, it's gone. It's gone. Like, we now don't know who this person was. When they come in and they pay with Apple Pay, there's another filter. Apple Pay is a black hole. Apple Pay is not gonna tell the phone even who your name, your email. It's just a tokenized information that comes through. And Meta will for sure not know if you saw a video and then you used Apple Pay in that account's location, right? It is just all black box. Impossible. The only way this works is if you do everything server side. The only way this works is if you have an e-commerce business and you're selling something online and people have to check out right there and then. The only way this works is if you're selling courses and stuff like that. But we don't care about that. We're selling food. We're selling sushi, burgers. I can only name 2 food right now. You know what I mean? Like coffees and like everything. Yeah, we're selling food. We can't force someone to see the ad, drop everything they're doing, and go buy while keeping Instagram and their phone open so we know who they are. Like, this is not possible, right? Forget that. There's no way to do it. The only way to do it is if you add friction. So, one idea. It's a very common idea. Everyone gets this bright idea. We're going to run an ad, and we're going to tell them, screenshot this, show it at the till, and then you'll get your discount. The problem with that is you just added friction. Like, to you, it sounds easy, but think about yourself as a customer. Let's say you're about to go and you're going to go eat at this place. You just seen this ad, you now need to remember to screenshot it. You need to remember what day you screenshot it so you can go back into your Apple albums and find that screenshot. Or you might save the post, but come on, everyone saves posts on social media, but no one goes back and revisits those posts. Like, no one. I don't think so, unless you're a psycho. Like, if you're a serial killer, maybe then you're going back and going through your saved posts. But most people are not. So now you need to go in and now you need to pull out this phone. And there's a friction, there's a social stigma on someone who's just about to buy a £12 burger and needs 10% off on a £12 burger. That's £1.20p off. That effort for £1.20p is just not worth it, right? Good news for you is a lot of people will see the ad, screenshot it, save it, but when they come in, they're not going to pull it out and do the thing. But the problem you're going to have is you are now about to turn off that campaign because you think it's not working because no one's actually pulling out their phone and doing the last part. Or you're going to also have to train your whole team on when someone does finally pull out their phone and show, here's what I want, that they remember to press that button. And we all know front of house girls and boys, they don't always do what they're meant to do, right? Like they'll forget what happened last week. And if they take a sick leave, they come back, already forgot about how the whole business works and the menu's forgotten. Like, they have a hard task. This is one more thing for them to do. And one more hard thing for you to do, train everyone across all your branches simultaneously so everyone gets it perfect. Very difficult task. Very difficult task, all to figure out if the marketing you're doing is it actually working or not, right? The honest answer, just look at it completely raw. Start your marketing, plug in your AI tools, plug in our AI tool, selfish plug, just plug it in, spend the money you need to spend on ad spend, let AI do its thing, and then track it month on month, track it year on year, see is the percentage increasing. Or if you were already downhill, like a business is already fast going down, did this slow our drop? Like we still made a loss on last year, but the loss was less than the year before. Because that's good news, isn't it? Really, is that is good news, isn't it? If you make a less of a loss acceleration than you did through the years prior, right? That's what we want. We want to make more money. So let's do it. The only one thing I will say before moving on to the next problem is KFC. KFC has done this really, really well. It's so clever. You logged into Netflix, you logged into BBC iPlayer, you logged into ITV, you logged into your phone. KFC will do brand awareness across the board. They will never say, come buy this right now in a location near you. They won't. They'll do broad. Mackey's do it, KFC do it, all the big boys do it. So I don't know why the small boys don't like wake up and realize that this is what works. Just do what the big boys are doing, branding. But they do brand awareness ad campaigns. A lot of eyeballs on that. That's the goal. Eyeballs only. Everyone needs to know about this, right? Now, once they've done that, you're logged in, and sometimes you're logged in with the same on the Wi-Fi, so your phone knows, your Instagram is there. Then when you finally go in and you check out, you've noticed that KFC, they only want you to log out through the kiosk. Right, that's it. You have to log in through the kiosk. If you make a fuss and say, look, I only got cash, then yeah, a guy will come and he will take your cash. But most of the KFCs, where I am anyway right now, Solihull, Birmingham, London, Manchester area, all the KFCs, you just go in, you have to do it through the kiosk. And a lot of people have the KFC app on their phone. You tap it, you scan your QR code, and you're in. You get your loyalty, they get all your tracking information, they know what ads you've seen, and when you purchase, they know the journey you took, what brand awareness you saw, what direct ad you saw, what ad variant you saw, what city you were in, did your wife see something? They know all of this data and they put it back into AI. They don't put it into our AI. KFC is unfortunately not a client, but they will put it into Meta's AI, Netflix, all the advertising AI, Andromeda, and they will then figure out how to show you even more ads and what to spend more on and what to spend less on. So when you think it's mind-boggling how these guys would spend 20 million on an ad campaign and put it everywhere and like it's just a chicken dancing or something, this is why it works. It doesn't make sense to us how it works, but the data shows it works and they can prove it and they'll do it again and again. What KFC is not going to do is run the ad campaign, see how many people came in and show, oh, I saw this ad, can I buy? And then based off that, turn off the campaign. This is the worst thing that can happen. A campaign that's working and you turn it off. Right. Problem number 3. 2 people on your marketing team, 20 locations. Every morning is just triage. Which sites gets more attention today? Which ones don't? And the thing is that 86% of marketing directors are comfortable using AI because they have to be. And then the staffing math doesn't work. Two people, 20 locations, that's 24 minutes per site per day. That's minus the meetings, minus the emails. It's just firefighting. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, when you're a marketing team, only two people there, and you're leading this team, your franchises are shouting at you, your branches are shouting at you. The loudest ones are gonna get your attention, and the quiet ones that probably not even in a small town, maybe they're in a big town, maybe you think they're doing okay, but they're not shouting at you for help on marketing. Sometimes they need the most help, and they're gonna close. You know, like if you don't do that, they're gonna close. So here's what you gotta do. Guess what I'm gonna say? What's the fix? AI is the fix. AI handles repeatable 80%. Yes, you have an idea, but then how do you go from idea to execution? That part in the middle is repeatable. Right? You don't need to do that. You know the next step is to make a brief. You know the next step is to do customer avatar research for each location differently, because the guy in London and the girl in Sheffield or North Wales is going to not resonate with the same ad creative. So you have all your customer avatars you need to make specific to branches. Then you know you need to go and make the advertising strategy and your leaflets and your meta ad spend and your Google ad spend and your billboards and everything, right? You're gonna have to figure that out. What are you gonna put in the TV? Are you gonna go on Dubai Blink this year? Like, you know, all of these questions you need to figure out. Then you need to take the next step after that, which is going to be actually getting those done, making those creative. And that usually means hiring an agency, paying them 20, 30,000 pounds to get all this done. Well, look, AI can do that as well. Like you literally have the content already, which I'll dive into deeper in some of my other videos. But AI can come up with all the creative ideas. AI can come up with the campaign, a customer avatar location specific. AI can come up with how to split up the budget, like I've already said. AI is the answer. You need to use AI and get out of GPT. GPT is not good. It's not good for you. There's some research done where people talking to AI, they're getting psychosis. There's a case study done. Dr. K on YouTube. I follow him a lot. You go find him. His name is Healthy Gamer GG on YouTube. He was talking about this. He's an actual doctor. Even on YouTube, he's got an actual badge that says this is a verified doctor, which is why I kind of listen to what he says. If you use AI, one of the women's case study is she went crazy, like psychosis. I'm sorry if I'm using wrong words here, but yeah, she just went nuts. She got put into this facility. She was fine. Comes out, it's fine. Starts speaking to AI again, goes psycho again. So it is this real connection between mental health, psychosis, and use of AI. You don't want to add that as a marketing director. You don't want to add that on your plate right now. Like you don't want to get even 1% of what that lady got. No, you need to use AI tools that kind of do full service. Selfish plug, our tool plugs in from idea to campaign launch is done. Yes, there's humans involved as well. It's not completely AI. We are not just a software company. We're an AI company. So 90% of what we do is AI, but we will handle the psychosis. So you can go and not get crazy talking to AI all day, because ChatGPT will ruin you. We don't even use ChatGPT. It's like the worst. Do not. ChatGPT is the biggest, but it's the worst tool for marketing. Maybe in the future that changes, but right now it's the worst. It only makes you go crazy. It does not get you marketing results. Okay, problem number 4 you're going to have. You send the brief on Monday. 3 weeks later, you get 3 ads back. And the promotion that you wanted to do for the specific campaign is already half done. Like, let's say you're a multi-location F&B running on tight windows, right? Valentine's, you need to start as close to Valentine's as possible because you're still finishing up on the New Year stuff, right? So Valentine's come in, you need stuff quick. Your agency is going to take 3. Agencies are dead, by the way. There's no way. You should not be hiring agencies. The agencies that exist right now is only because they are using AI and they're calling themselves agencies, but they're literally just people using AI to get stuff done for you. So Valentine's starting, it's basically mid December, starting of January. You've just finished your New Year's. Now you tell your agency, guys, we need ads for Valentine's, and here's the hooks, and we need all these different sites and blah blah blah. And by the time they go and record the content, approve everything, come and edit it and give it to you, it's been 3 weeks. You got 3 ads, and you already like 3 days left to Valentine's. How are you gonna run Valentine's ads for just 3 days before Valentine's? Like, what kind of budget can you actually put in that? Like, how are people even gonna remember you? You need to run it a little bit longer, don't you? 60% of senior marketing leaders cut agency spend in 2025 because AI gave them a faster option. It wasn't that bad in 2024. 2025 was really bad, and now 2026 is even worse. It, Senior directors just don't pay for agencies. AI will give you a faster option. Right now, already, Meta's got Andromeda that they rolled out towards the end of 2025. We don't need media buyers anymore. Andromeda can do all of that for you. Then you have tools like our tools, which will handle idea to execution. We absorb Andromeda in there, so we connect to Andromeda's database through our AI. All these AIs are talking to each other. You don't need an agency. You just need a team that is AI first, ready to take everything away from you. AI will collapse the brief to lifetime from weeks to hours. And this is not me saying, I'm not even selling you anything right now. This is just a YouTube video I'm making 8 a.m. in the morning today. AI will crunch all of that. And it's just normal now. You shouldn't have to wait more than a week. You shouldn't have to wait more than a few hours for your stuff to launch. That's the fix. Everything should be quick. You don't need to feel this pressure before every season. You're doing your brand awareness. That's on all the time. Great. Keep that on. You're posting on Instagram regularly. You're hiring your food content creators, and you're spending on ads, that brand awareness ads that just push people, everything in their face all the time. In location, of course. So you don't want to advertise to people who are not close enough to buy from you. But you know what I mean. That's happening at a baseline. Then you do campaigns. New Year's, Valentine's. What's coming up next? You're gonna have Diwali, Ramadan, Eid. There's a lot, right? And you can come up with your own ones. Sometimes you might have a bright idea where you look, you know what, we're gonna make our own smash burger day. We have a burger day, but we don't have a smash burger day. So at Burger and Sauce, we are going to do a smash burger day. Or at McDonald's, we are going to do a smash burger. We're inventing our own, right? Then you just made your own season. How are you going to do that quickly? If your agency is going to take 3 weeks to even come in, it's going to take you as a marketing director ages to figure out when the shop is actually going to be available, and the chef is going to be available to cook the food. And it's just a mess, isn't it? AI fixes that for you. Right. Problem number 5. You switch agencies in January, and it's now April, and it's still learning the account. 3 months of budget and nothing to show for it. And at 3 months, like onboarding about 3K per month, that's £9,000 before a single optimized ad goes live. Old agencies like took all the learnings, right? The old agencies that you had before, they took all of the learning, right? What worked, which locations responded to what, it's gone. And I know a lot of people talk about data, but what a lot of people don't talk about is the data that's in your account manager's mind. Like, that's also a database. Like, there's context in there, there's experience in there. So when you get rid of your old agency, everything kind of goes with them, and especially the experience, not just the data, but the experience to use that data in the right way. The new agency is going to take months to learn. And you know what? Every agency says we're different. The onboarding deck looks different. The timeline does not look different. The timeline is always the same. Because of AI, 60% of marketing directors have spent less on agencies in 2025. I don't know if I've already said this in the previous problem, but it's real. Here's the fix, right? When intelligence lives in your own AI system, not an account manager's head, Switching does not mean starting over. AI doesn't need onboarding. Feed in your locations, your menus, your past data. Campaigns will be running in days. So you just let go of your old agency. If you did not have a good time with them, it's a little bit tricky, like whatever. Stuff happened. Now, instead of hiring an agency, you take a dive into the deep end. You're like, you know what? I want to try this AI tool from HuddleDuck and from us at the team. I want to try this AI tool. Now, you plugged, I'm sorry, this is meant to be value only. I'm doing selfish plugs. Let's just say, in a hypothetical scenario, you plug in an AI tool. We don't need to go and interview your account manager, your whole team. It's the content's already there. We're Meta partners, so we plugged straight into your Instagram. We see all your ad data, we see all your Instagram data, and we suck it all up. Well, Andromeda sucks it all up because Andromeda belongs to Meta. They're not going to give us exact addresses and date of birth of your actual customers. They won't even tell you that. It's all hashed away. It's a secret. But we know how to use that. Like we can say, look, you know these people. This is what we need to show. And obviously, there's so much data in there that we also then use an AI to talk to Andromeda, which is why our results look like we don't need months to get optimized. We need to just start like this ad AI. AI just doesn't need onboarding. It's just plug and play. You give it access to your ads account. It's done. Yes, there is an element of getting better because the more the AI talks to the other AI, there is more data that gets collected. There's more data points now, and of course, there is even more optimization done. But that's not three. That's different to waiting 3 months to get an optimized ad versus having an optimized ad within hours. By the way, of joining, not days, not weeks, hours of joining, and then only getting better week on week, month on month. It's a whole different story. Every test, every result, every insight captured are built on top of each other, regardless of which human manages it. So you need to stop renting expertise and you need to start owning it. If you want to be AI first, you got to own your own data, by the way. Like everyone wants to be AI. They think ChatGPT is AI. It's not. If you want to be an AI company, you need to be a data first company. Data is what matters. You need to retain all your data, not experience. Next problem. Problem number 6. £5,000 on a shoot day, 12 pieces of content, 2 of them actually performed. That's £400,000 wasted per dud. That's like you paying £400 for a bad video. Here's how you stop gambling at thousands on content that might work, and you won't even know even for weeks if it is going to work, if it's going to land or not. Look, you have a single shoot day, camera crew, talent, location fees, food styling, getting the chef in, making sure the shop is open with no customers. That's easily 8,000 to sometimes even more, £20,000 if you're like a hotel restaurant and you need like drones and everything. That's a lot of betting, a lot of gambling before you see a single result. Concepts are picked on gut feeling in the boardroom. Like you're the marketing director, you know about marketing, but don't you hate it when the operations director kind of jumps in and tries to give ideas on marketing, or the chief financial officer, like who doesn't even use Instagram? His granddaughter uses Instagram. You know what I mean? Like that's the worst. They're trying to jump in and giving you some concept ideas, and like nobody knows which line, which word, which edit, which clip is actually going to stop the scroll. I'll give you a case study. Teriyaki Madness. They have 200 units. Entire campaign was done with AI generated actors, with backdrops, voiceovers. It was a fraction of the cost. 200 units, and it cost maybe half of what it cost the other restaurant I was talking about with 12 videos that they spent £8,000 on. £400 per wasted video, or £200. Yes, a lot of them are going to go to waste, but with AI, you produced 50 creative variants for the cost of one shoot day. You tested wide, you found winners, and you scaled what works. And what scaling wide what that mean, like testing wide, what that means is instead of you in the boardroom trying to imagine, okay, this person is gonna want to watch this ad, or girls like watching pink stuff, like you can't guess that. Like you don't know what's going on, so you need to just make a lot of creative with combinations that just don't make sense. Run with them, see which ones are winning, kill the ones that are not winning, double down on the ones that are winning. With AI, you can do that. Without AI, you can't make that many variants. Problem number 7, and this is going to be the biggest one. Every order through Deliveroo, Uber Eats, Talabat, Noon, like so many now in the world, that's going to cost you anything from 15 to 35%. You're paying rent to sell to your own customers. They're your customers, but they're not your customers. DoorDash bought Deliveroo for 3.9 billion in 2025. That is an ad platform that delivers food. And you know what the incentive is? It's your customers. The reason they can pay nearly $4 billion for a company is, and they don't have customers, is because they will steal your customers. They will cannibalize you. That's the whole business model. The business model is we're going to go in, we're going to tell this burger joint, or we're going to tell this ice cream parlor that, hey guys, you don't need to do anything. We will pay for all of this, and we'll even pay for your initial campaigns, because that's how they get you. They pay 2-3 grand for you, and you're like, yes, £2,000. But what you don't know is you've just given away millions, or if it makes more sense for your business, more than £100,000 of revenue to your competitors, and you're paying these guys to do it. The way it works, imagine this for a second. Imagine me and you made this business together. I come to you and I say, look, we'll go to these guys. We need an investment of £3,000, but we're going to get all their customers on our platform. Their customers have to order through us, and now we have all the customer information. They don't have their customer information. We're not going to tell them. So when we go to this ice cream parlor, let's call it Sid's Ice Cream, we're going to get the customer information. Then we're going to go to Sharon's Ice Cream. We're going to say, hey, Sharon, we've got Asad's Ice Cream's data. If you pay us, we will give this to you. And we can guarantee that these will come to you, because you don't have to pay us unless they come and order through us. This happens to McDonald's. This does really happen to McDonald's, because McDonald's is like a brand thing. They care about branding more than this. Like, they're not dying for the sale. McDonald's is playing, KFC, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, big boys. They're playing a bigger game. They're playing a game of awareness, brand awareness. They're not playing this game of promotions and of Valentine offers and buy one get one free. They do that here and there, but the biggest game is branding for them. Let's talk a smaller scale, right? I live in Solihull, so we got Rio's that's close to us, and then we got Dixie as well. They both use delivery partners. When they first start, they will. If I want to order through Rio's and I'm just not feeling it, I'm gonna open Uber Eats, because I have Uber One. So I'm gonna open Uber Eats. I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna order Rio's. I am now in their database. Guess what I'm gonna see the next time I'm feeling like eating, and they know the next time I'm gonna be feeling like eating. Next time, I'm not going to see just Rio's. Yes, I will see that in my past orders, but I promise you, I'm also going to see Dixie. I'm going to see Dave's Chicken. I'm going to see Chica. Chica's close to us as well. I want to see all the fried chicken places. Now, Uber Eats has took your customers and is presenting it to your clients. You are paying 30%, and yes, you're cash constrained. You don't, like, you pay hundreds of thousands of pounds per year to Uber Eats and Deliveroo. But if you just did the calculation, if you instead spend £100,000 in your own database, in your own AI, in your own systems, you probably could turn off Deliveroo. You get to keep your customers, and you can keep telling your customers again and again through brand awareness, like the big boys, McDonald's, KFC, big boys. You can now tell them, come back to us. Don't use Uber Eats. Just come back to us. The prices are going to be less. And trust me, in the UK, people are price constrained. People don't really look at food when they're ordering, but if they kind of know that food is the same but cheaper the other way, somewhere else, they'll just keep doing that again and again. That's all you have to do. invest this, even in if you even invest 50% of what you spend on Deliveroo and delivery partners, and if you condense that, if you get some cash flow and invest in your own, you you will not need them. And this is a reality. In Scotland, we have Shakedown. I think they have 2 locations now, or just the one. They have not turned on any delivery partner. Everything is walk in and cash, or walk in and pay, or just order. And I think they have delivery drivers or not, but maybe they're in a good enough location. Um, never actually driven out and seen the actual location they're in, but we only did their so RAI did the launch campaign for Shakedown in Edinburgh. It also did some seasonal campaigns as well. So we did the brand awareness, the launch, and some seasonal campaigns. No delivery partners. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen to you, that you're going to plug in our AI into your business and magically you're never going to need this tool, Deliveroo or delivery partner that you've been paying 100K plus, million plus every year to. I'm not saying that. It's not that easy a fix. If it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. There are some, disclaimers involved in all of this, but you're not going to know until you try. And it's not a long-term commitment, so just try and see what it feels like. Problem number 8. Every franchisee puts in the same percentage, but the locations in bigger cities get all of the spend. If you're in a smaller town, you're basically funding someone else's marketing. You, as a marketing director, you have lots of locations, and each location, like you have bigger ones, you have smaller ones, and you know how to kind of change them up, right? Like franchisees will contribute 2 to 7% of gross sales. Swindon is going to pay the same rate as Manchester, but the platform, the algorithm, first of all, doesn't care. Algorithm, when you post a piece of content, it doesn't care. It's going to show obviously more to Manchester than it is to Swindon. Swindon's tiny. Small market locations are systematically underserved. Underserved. Sorry. Underserved. Yeah. Systematically underserved. Algorithm promises or optimizes for cost per click, not fairness. So let's say Swindon pays 7% marketing or 2% overall, and London also pays 2%. But then when this 2% goes to you, the marketing director, to kind of run with the campaign, of course, majority of the reach is going to go to London, right? Because it's bigger, it's cheaper to get cost per clicks there. It's more people there, so there's a better demand there. Or more phone screens in London, so it's more real estate, so you can show more ads there. So it's cheaper. Swindon is a little bit less. When the franchisee see reports, they know where the money went, and then resentment is going to poison, the franchisee friendship. And if you're not completely transparent with your franchisees, that's another problem for another day. 44% of your ad spend is going to be wasted. In the franchise model, smaller locations get zero effective ad spend. Like it's not just it's a little bit more, a little bit. No, it becomes zero. So the franchisee is paying, getting nothing back for it, nothing to show. The fix is use AI to proportionally split the budgets based on opportunity rather than population density, competition, seasonality, and performance. Like, it needs to be opportunity. It also needs to be fair depending on your relationship with the franchisee. It needs to be fair. Like if they're paying 2%, all of that 2% should really be spent on them. Some percentage is going to be brand awareness, and brand awareness is always going to win. It's just that you can't measure it right now. The only proof I have that brand awareness is going to win is if you just look at the big boys and see what they're doing. I've said big boys so many times, I feel sus now. I need to stop saying that. Big companies. You look at the big companies, you see how they're spending. You just need to copy what the big companies are doing. Now with AI, you get per location creative, which means Swindon is going to get ads referencing Swindon, not generic UK wide or country wide content. If you're in Abu Dhabi, you're going to see content that's Abu Dhabi. Visit us today for the best coffee in the whole of UAE. Or did you know that the best coffee rated in the whole UAE is actually in Abu Dhabi, not Dubai? You want to show the ad in Dubai. In sorry, you're gonna show the ad in Abu Dhabi for the Abu Dhabi residents and people and travelers and visitors and business people. For Dubai, you're gonna say, guys, we are upset. We just lost to Abu Dhabi for the best coffee in the UAE, but we're gonna do everything it takes to win that back. Come try our coffee, see how much it's improved. Same brand, same angle, but with AI, you can split it up, show the same thing to two different branches, one in Dubai, one in Abu Dhabi, and now you have a story, you have a brand. AI can do this. If you try to do this as a marketing director for every single campaign you run, every single brand awareness tactic or strategy, you're gonna rip your hair out. Which I'm sure in F&B right now, nowadays, you probably have already ripped your hair out. Problem number 9. Every time you open a new site, your marketing team starts from zero. It's as if you haven't done this 19 times already. You've done this loads of times, right? New opening is like the moment marketing must work fast. Every time you have a new opening, marketing must work straight away. Actually, before that. And exactly when there's no local data, audience, or tailored creative. So when you open a new location, your team is going to scramble local social pages. I don't recommend local socials pages. You should have one big brand social page. That's it. But if you are, then you got local social pages, opening offers, radius targeting, all manually while managing 19 other sites that want their Valentine stuff, want their Christmas campaigns, want their Eid campaigns. You couldn't rip your hair out, like I said. So, knowledge from previous launches in people's heads and all Slack threads and WhatsApp messages and unopened Google Drive folders, it's painful, right? You're going to launch slow. You're not going to launch to a crowd. If you are, you're going to always feel like, but we could have done better. And next location, you're going to feel the same because it just mayhem. So, here's what you need to do. Here's the fix. AI turns best performance launch playbook into a repeatable template. And we've already done this, by the way. I think just my team specifically, we've launched at least 60 new locations. At least. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. So, what we did, because we're not an agency, like we pretend to be an agency, but we're not. We're an AI company. So we just take all the data. Our clients agreed to this, by the way. Like, clients know that we have access to the data. And we built this AI with this. Now, every time our clients launch their new location, we have their data with their permission. We know what's going to work. So with Shakedown, the first one was not that great. The second one was good. Third one was great. Then Shakedown launched a sister company, Dough Club. Q on day one because we just plugged and play the same system. They were sold out for weeks. Now, historic data from 19 launches services patterns. There are patterns which offers drove first week footfall, which creative worked. Is it better to give free food, or is it better to give the food for £1 or £2 or 10 dirhams or 100 dirhams? Like, what works better? Right? And then the local creative is auto-generated, actual area landmarks, neighborhood language, or maybe you just instead of investing in 3 or 4 days in product photography and location specific footage, you invest in one day with an agency or content creators locally, and then we can use AI to scrape all of that content and edit all of that content so we can reuse um, again and again because it's yours. When you launch and you have this content sitting on your Instagram from previous launches, or you pay someone like a few content creators and whatnot to come and record that content, usually they give you a license to use that content, of course, or else you won't be able to post it. And what that means is you are paying for a buffet. It's already in their price. You're paying for a buffet, but you're only going and eating once. What's the point of paying for all these content creators and stuff to come and make this quick content for your new launch when you're only going to use that only going to use that once? Just use it again and again. So with AI, we can unedit that content. So go from finished, polished piece of content that you've posted, we can unedit it and get back to a reverse engineer a Google Drive that we can reuse, which kind of reduces your headache because then you don't need to start calling all these different agencies and freelancers and content creators and ask for raw content. And when they send you the raw content, it's just all messy. We don't know what's working, what's not. Reverse engineering works way better. And you have to be careful. Some content creators are a bit more savvy. So what they do is they will say, look, you can use it here, but you can only use it for 3 months and you can't repurpose this content. Like some do that. In the UAE, they're a little bit more clever. In the US, especially. In the UK, it's non-existent. UK content creators just have no idea about this. So usually you just get full permissions. If you have permissions, use them, right? Why not? Great. Problem number 10. Your CEO has just read about Wingstop using AI. Now it's your problem, the marketing director. And the CEO's like, we need to be doing this. This is brilliant. Do this exactly. We need AI. You know, the CEO has a lot of times no idea. Like the founder of a food business, of course, a lot of respect to the founders, but the marketing team really knows how to. The marketing teams are real winners. So here's some more problems I'm going to read out to you, right? 8 in 10 restaurant execs plan to increase AI investment in the next fiscal year. Pressure is on the Q2 objectives. 69% of US restaurant leaders are already adopting AI tools, and this is from 2026. And if you're still exploring, it's already too late for you. AI is not coming. AI is already here. The problem is like the risk frameworks and the governance, and you need to figure out how not to give it too much to the AI so it can delete your business. But at the same time, we can't just be using ChatGPT now. Like we're way past that. And then of course, marketing is the number one area for AI in restaurants. 19% full service, 15% limited service. And this is your department. You're a food marketing director. You need AI. So what you need to do is decide where the sharpest return on investment is going to come. And you're not going to be able to do that by looking at the numbers. That's a bit tricky. The sharpest return on investment in AI is going to come from where you can outsource AI to AI tools, AI hybrid agencies, or any AI tool, a team that uses AI or software or anything, right? What can you buy that reduces your per hour? And you might think, oh, I'm just trying to make my life easy, but that's not true. While you are like, it's okay, we're not going to use AI. What if I replace myself? What if the CEO fires me because now AI is doing my job? Don't worry about that. They need someone who's going to manage all the AI. So you need to aggressively use AI, get AI tools, be better, because I promise you, other marketing directors and other F&B chains, they are doing this. Some of them are getting replaced completely because they did not use AI, and someone can use AI better than them. But you as a marketing director, you need to get equipped with as many AI tools as you can to reduce your time so you are not managing people. Your people are actually managing systems. If your team is just managing the system and AI plugs into that system, you're going to win. You're not going to get replaced by AI ever. AI tools will keep replacing each other. Agencies are gone now, by the way. So agencies are like, if you have an agency, just fire them. Literally, your goal should be to fire all agencies right now in 2026, going into 2027. Like, we don't need them. A marketing director and an in-house team plugged in with AI tools handles all of that, which is why we are no longer, we've not been an agency for a while. We started off as an agency, but we actually lied. We weren't even an agency. All the work that we were doing was AI. And then now the world has woken up and people kind of know that, okay, if these guys are doing all of this in like 3 days, it's AI. So we became a bit more transparent as world accepted AI a little bit more. So now we just straight up be like, look, we're actually not even an agency. We're just an AI tool. We just plug in, we look over our system, we plug into your system, you look over your system, everyone wins. Everything's quicker. Right now, we're in a time where, and I'm going to finish off with this. Right now, we're in a time where AI for food businesses is just a massive opportunity. And a lot of food businesses, they're really busy, specifically food businesses, they're very busy doing the day to day, the firefighting, more than other businesses. Food businesses are the worst when it comes to day to day firefighting. Everything's going wrong all the time. It's not the same in e commerce. It's not the same if you own a warehouse. It's not the same if you're a dentist. It's different. It's harder for food businesses, which is why food businesses are usually always the latest to innovate. Software companies first. They innovate straight away because they're tech people. Food businesses are notoriously not going to be tech people. They're like, look, we're just going to roll up our sleeves and get things done because that's how food industry has grown, with real men and real women rolling up their sleeves and making stuff happen. You brute forced your way through this. Now you need a different skill set. Now you need a skill set of an expert chess player. You need to be zoomed out, looking onto systems, and you need to force yourself to not do anything yourself. Force yourself from not hiring anyone that does things themselves. Force yourself to hire and work with tools and teams that use AI exclusively. Things are moving really fast. It's going to happen faster than you think. You need to be in the trenches, in the AI trenches. If you watch all this video and you're still here, I don't know how long it's even been. Okay, it's been an hour long, nearly. If you've been here, then it seems like you kind of know what you want. You know that AI is probably the answer. I want to invite you, which I have done subtly throughout the whole video, but I want to invite you officially. If you go to start.huddleduck.co.uk, our AI is sitting there ready to learn a little bit more about your business and tell you exactly what it can do to completely take over advertising. From brief to when you have this idea, like you're a marketing director, you're busy, you have this idea, you just, whatever mode you have, WhatsApp or email or Slack or whatever you find, or a call, we'll give you an account manager as well, like a human, that's a filter. Jump on a call. I've got this idea. Can you show me what 10 creative would look like? That's it. That's all you gotta do. And then it's done within days, not weeks, but like a day or two. You're gonna get multiple creatives that you can see your idea in reality. Like, this is what it would look like, done for you completely. And you say one word, you say launch. AI does everything. AI is going to look at your customer avatar for this specific campaign idea that you have, the overarching thing. AI is going to launch all of this. You can continue to do the billboards for it if you want to, the leaflets for it, the TV ads for it, the content creators coming in for it, the organic content for it. Do that. Organic, you probably want to stay away from AI because it's going to look like AI slop and it's not the best. But if you can get a system where there's no AI slop, it's real content repurposed, you've got to try it. You owe it to yourself to try it for just 3 weeks. Try it. See what you think. I'll see you in the next one.